Hi, this is Pearl and welcome to my channel. Today I have week 10 of my 2020 Project Life album. I'm using the Studio Calico Documenter Kit for the month of March. So this is the week that my mom's memorial service was held. We had tried to put off the memorial service because of COVID-19, and my mom had indicated that she didn't want to have a memorial service, but the pastor at our church said because of who my mom was within the church and within the Seventh-day Adventist church that we needed to have one. So we went ahead and did that, and I have that in an insert between the spread here, but I am not going to show that because that is very personal. So I did all the other events from the week on the spread. So first I put the pictures in chronological order, then I went through the Studio Calico journaling cards to decide where I wanted to put which journaling card and which filler card. Then I'm using the Felicity Jane Madison Alpha to put 10 to indicate that this is week 10. Now this acetate has a plastic film on it, so I'm just trying to get that off. I always struggle with this because my thumbnails always break, so they're super duper short. But I do end up getting that, and I'm going to staple that on and cut off the top portion of the plastic. But before I do that, I am cutting down this photo of my son and my daughter. My husband had taken them out to eat, and he just sent me this photo of them. So here I am using a tiny attacher to staple the acetate onto the 4x6 card. I'm trimming it off with my Tim Holtz scissors, which are amazing. Then I go ahead and adhere this down, and I'm using the Kokuyo adhesive, which is my favorite adhesive to use. I'm using 1 Canoe 2 date stamp, and I love this date stamp because the font is super tiny and simple. Now this next card is of my son, and it was during his 5th grade exhibition, and his class was doing the musical The Seussical, and he played the mayor. So I documented Christian's 5th grade class have their exhibition, The Seussical musical. Christian played the mayor, and they all did a great job. So I have that. I'm looking to see if I could use any of the stamps that came with the Studio Calico kit or the Allie Edwards kit, but I decided not to stamp anything on there. I do use the print and cut labels that come with this month's Studio Calico kit. It's a digital download, and then I use my silhouette to print and cut. I go ahead and adhere that down, and I wrote flowers from Cindy and Dave Chen. I had requested that I not receive any flowers for my mom's death, but I did receive some anyway, and this was one of the most beautiful bouquets of flowers I've ever received. It was so beautiful, and they lasted about a week and a half, so that's pretty good. Now I also got another floral arrangement, and I wrote flowers from Jocelyn Tam and Mia Rubin, and I do like to attach the labels with the tiny attacher, and I'm using the Zebra Sarasa vintage dark gray pen because I like to use gray for all my journaling because it's not as stark as a black pen would be. Now here for the week journaling card, it has Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday on there, and I started writing what happened throughout the week, and then I messed up. Ugh. Now this journaling card would have been perfect, but of course I screwed up the journaling. So I get another card and I end up throwing this away. I did end up filling it up, and I tried to put whiteout on it, but the part that I messed up on was on the pink stripe. So I ended up throwing that card out. So I'm looking for another journaling card. And what I end up documenting on there is that the pastor talked dad into doing a memorial, even though mom didn't want one. And we said because of COVID-19, we should be safe. But he talked him into it, so we got ready for the memorial. Now, I am so blessed to have a bestie that as soon as she heard before I told her that my mom passed away. And this is because her sister's husband and my brother are best friends. So she heard before I could tell her. But she's an OBGYN, and she canceled all her patients for the week and flew out the next day to come see me. So on this journaling card, I'm writing that story, and I wrote, So grateful for Rhonda. She heard about my mom's death before I got a chance to tell her. She was going to fly out the next day, but I talked her into waiting until Tuesday. She was able to move her patients so she could come spend the week with me. We shopped for memorial clothes, cried, ate, and she watched the kids while I cried during the day. Grateful for her presence. And then I stamped the date on there. And here she is with my daughter because we had to go to an exhibition for my son. Just because my mom passed away, I didn't want my kids to not get the attention that they deserved for some of the hard work that they had been doing all week. So we went to the exhibition. Now on the second page of this layout, I have this picture, and I'm trying to figure out what to write, and I'm trying to write where's Kaya, but I don't have enough letters with the alpha set that came with this kit. So I do end up using the Madison alpha from Felicity Jane, and I write where's Kaya. It doesn't have a question mark, so I just leave it like that. Now this is a bunk bed where my third son sleeps, and my daughter crawled up there, and they slept with all their stuffed animals and both of them on this twin bunk. It's so cute, but you can barely see her. She's on the very left-hand side of the photo. So I go ahead and use the Madison alphas. These are my favorite alphas from Felicity Jane. I will go ahead and link them down below. But I keep running out of vowels, and I think I'm on my 4th package now. So after I do that, I'm using the Tim Holtz scissors to get the apostrophe onto the where's, or I do that afterwards, I should say. Then here's a picture of my daughter. She snuck into the room where my best friend was staying and slept with her overnight. And I wrote, Kaya hates sleeping in her own bed. This morning I found her sleeping in Rhonda's bed. That stinker. So I used the tiny attacher to attach that as well. Now I am going to attach this acetate butterfly, and I take the plastic off, which of course I hate doing, but this one came off really easily. And I'm going to staple that onto the body of the butterfly and use that just as my filler card. Now on this journaling card I wrote, Saturday morning, Rhonda and I drove to Loma Linda to attend church with Dad and my brothers. I asked Dave to bring the kids up later in the afternoon before we went to an early dinner. Elder Lee hosted our family dinner at Lotus Garden. Clem and Emo is my aunt, flew in just in time to join us. Then we went back to Dad's place to have cake for Roy's birthday. My little brother's birthday was on the same day as the memorial, which kind of sucked because last week, you know, my baby brother's birthday happened to be while we were in the hospital with my mom. So anyway, we went to my dad's place to have cake for Roy's birthday. Sucks that mom's memorial was on Roy's birthday. It's just been a sucky 2020 for us. Then I have this picture of my girlfriend holding the Febreze air freshener. I had used that in the car because our car was stinky. And on this I wrote, I have Febreze air freshener in my car. The funny thing is that Kaya associates that scent with Rhonda. She'll say, it smells like Auntie Rhonda in here. I thought that was so funny and we were cracking up. So I just wanted to document that little story. So there you have it. That is my week 10 of my 2020 Project Life album. As I mentioned before, I do have an insert between this layout that has pictures and journaling from my mom's memorial, but I'm going to go ahead and keep that private. So there you have it. That's my week 10. Thank you so much for joining me. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.